Hey YouTube, Mike that Tankless guy here. How we all doing today? I hope we all had a safe and productive week and a very Merry Christmas and a very happy holidays to all. Alright, today's video, yes, I know we didn't get a video posted. I had my daughter's wedding and and I've just been slam busy. But this is a continuation on the flushing video, the maintenance of a tankless heater, no matter what brand it is. But this one we're going to focus on the Rinnai filter, which is a very big question. It's a very popular question that I get. Now, for those you know, we do sell that tankless removal filter tool, but there's steps that you need after it, because most of the time you're going to take off the actual nut, the filter housing holder, but the filter is going to be jammed in there. And that this tool helps remove the filter housing holder better than trying to either use a pair of small pliers to grab the nut like so. Now this is made out of a polymer, and in especially our weather here in Florida where it's hot, humid, this thing becomes extremely brittle. We actually also used needle nose pliers to go inside and grab, you see the two little tabs in there? So we would use the needle nose pliers to get in there, but because it's so seized in with a buildup of, say, like the calcium or just mineral deposits from the water and from our weather, that the tabs would break. So you would end up, I got so much little prop things around here, so bear with me. You would end up making the filter housing look like that. So this is examples of filters that were broken. The housings were broken. There's still filters in there. We removed these by taking the two screws off, popping this off. Now, we would repurpose these or buy new and then reinstall them, put the union back on, tie it back into the water, put a filter in, Bob's your uncle, you're done. But the tool helps in removal of the housing. So let me just put these over here so we don't drop them. So basically what the tool does is it fits inside of the housing. And with a 3/8 inch ratchet and socket, now this one happens to be 9/16. This is one of my originals. The ones that we sell are 5/8. So it would be a 5/8. And this is the actual tool right here, the way it's packaged. So this here would fit in, and you would then use this to take it out, or you could use a box wrench or an open end wrench, depending on how you want to get in there. Now, I mocked this up for training and demonstration purposes, but you know you're going to find this on the bottom right-hand side, because remember, hot's on the left, cold's on the right. And depending on the model and the style and the make of the tankless, you may have gas, maybe some water pipe, electrical conduit, the seal tight in front of it. So you have to kind of work around it. You may also even need a 3/8 extension to bring it out past the outer edge of the tankless. So yes, this is a perfect example of changing the filter, but this is what the steps you're going to have to do while sitting on the bucket or on your little stool working underneath the tankless. All right, so the first thing, of course, you're going to shut the water off, shut the power down. You don't necessarily have to shut the gas off, but if you want to feel safe, shut the gas off. But once you shut the water and shut the power, the tank is not going to work. And of course, once the water's off, it's not going to leak. All right, you're going to take your socket or your box wrench or your open end wrench. You're going to put, now, this came off of an old Rinnai leaking tankless, and I repurposed this for the training video. So this filter has never been removed. Never been removed. So we're going to go, I mean, it could break, but with this tool, we are 99% successful with it. I would even say 100% that this tool has taken out the filter. So you're going to insert the tool into the filter housing. Let's see if we can just zoom in a little bit more here. Okay, put on your all right, you see? And now, I mean, if we had feel-o-vision, you can actually feel the crunching of the threads in here. Now, I'm going to show you a trick once you're going to put the new filter in. Now, I don't know, this filter housing may come out with the filter. We're going to have to put it back in to do the demonstration, or the filter piece may stay in there. Let's see, it's removing it. Okay, and it stayed in. So, as you can see here, let me grab a filter here. Let me zoom back out here, sorry. There we go. Okay, so normally it's going to look like this. So what do we have? We have just the housing, the O-ring, no filter. The filter is jammed inside of it. Now I'm going to zoom in, and you can see how filthy the inside of that is. See all that white in there? Now, the filter is back there. Now, you could try with your pinky to pop it in there and try to get the filter out, but it ain't budging. All right. Now, what you want to do, the O-ring happened to have came out with the housing. So the O-ring came out with the housing. That's the O-ring. Okay? Now, normally you're not going to get it out. You're going to have to pick the O-ring out from in here and then get needle nose pliers and pull out the pieces of O-ring. Now, I'm using a hammer, but I don't normally use a hammer on the job site. What I do is I just use a pair of linesman's pliers, and I have two different punches. I had two different punches. I had them somewhere. But I use two different style punches. Let me just back this off a little bit here so you can see a little better. But I use this punch, this kind of like pick, and I get in there, and I'm on wheels here. And you want to bend the filter. And now once I take it out, you'll see, you kind of want to make a crease in it enough that you can get your needle nose pliers in there. Let's see if I can zoom in here. You see, I creased it. You see how I creased it? See how it's moving up and down? And now you want to get your needle nose pliers in there and pull it out. So let me zoom back. And you see what I did? I cracked the filter. It's no good. You're throwing it in the garbage. It's no good. But you got to get it out. So now, all right. So now you have all kinds of debris and stuff inside of it. It's all like a whitish debris. What I now do is I take these. First thing I do is I take these 12 gauge shotgun cleaning swabs. They fit perfectly in there. And I clean out as much of the debris as I can. Now, if you happen to have the solution, the bucket with the pump, use that. Wet it. Get it in there real good. Okay, I clean that all out as best as I can. Then I will take, I'll show you what this brush is. Then I take yep, that's that. Then I take also a brush, Harbor Freight. You get them in packs of 3 and 4. The one is black metal, one's brass. Then I go in there on the threads. But that's not the only thing we do. We just want to kind of clean this out. Now, let me grab my box. I carry a box, pack out, that has all different types of like Dremel bits. Let's call them Dremel bits. But let me show you the packages because they do wear out pretty fast. Okay, carbon steel brushes 1/2 inch, but angled to the front, and then 3/4 carbon steel brushes round. And I have them loose in here. So let me grab the rounded one and the flat one. So this is what you want to use. This one's going to clean out the threads and the barrel. This is going to clean out the back, because you can't clean out the back with this because you're going to hit the back of the water inlet and you could gouge it. So this is what's going to clean out the back. So I'm going to first take my roto tool and I'm going to start from the back. I use a Milwaukee. I'm going to start from the back. Look at that. Look at what's coming out. Look at that. I'm going to start from the back. Clean that out. Then I'm going to move over to the 3/4 inch disc bit. And then I'm going to clean out all the threads and the body. Get the speed up a little more. All right, now I'm going to go back to my shotgun. Now again, you're going to do this, you're going to make sure it's nice and it's wet, get some water, clean that out good. Then I have, it's an HSS, so here we go. It's a tap, and because my eyes are not good, it's an M24 by 2 H2 HSS tap. Now, all of this will be in the description below. And you're going to go in there and just clean out your threads. Just clean out your threads. Now, I carry a separate housing because you want to make sure that the threads are in good shape when you get in there. Then you're going to take your new filter. Now, your filters are going to come in a white box like this. Now, I get them in packs of 12 in plastic bags. But individual filters are going to be like this, but I'm going to go over the filters in a minute. What you want to do before you put the filter back in. Now, also, let's back up a step. Once you're done with that, you want to turn the water on and flush this out. Let it flush out. Get whatever crap is loose in there. When you're done, you're going to put some of this high temperature plumber's grease on the O-ring and in the threads. Not a lot, you don't need a lot, it'll spread around. Get it in there. What it's going to do is it's going to lubricate it, and it's going to stay lubricated. It doesn't deteriorate over time. And when you come back next year to do your service, the filter will come right out. So get that in there. Let me just get that grease off my fingers. Get your whatever you're going to use, and get that back in there. That's it. And that's it. Filter's back in. Make sure you got all your tools when you're done. All right, so the filters. So your new filter for a standard tankless heater, standard Rinnai heater, is going to be the white one, and that's your filter. Now, say you come to, and that's normally going to come, if you order them, say online, it's going to come in a white box like this. Now, it's that is actually, it says regular, REG, meaning that this is a regular filter, because they do sell another filter. It's a red filter. And as you can see in the difference, look at the hole sizes. This is made for their commercial demand duo, where the tankless then flows into a 80 or 119 gallon storage tank. So debris gets pushed into there, not caught up. Where a filter like this and that clogs up, the unit doesn't operate, you have to go clean it. You got to probably do it like once a week. So this was designed. This is not for a standard Rinnai tankless, whether it's in a home or a commercial business. If it's just a standard tankless heater, white or gray, it's this filter. So now, just say you go and you don't have this problem where it's a broken piece. Where you have to, it removes. It comes right out with the removal tool. The filter is on the housing perfectly. And in the other videos, I explained that all you do is make a little turn and it comes apart. You put it in until you find it seats, and then see you can't pull it back to me, it comes right apart. You got two pieces. You have the O-ring. Make sure you don't lose that O-ring on the floor in the grass. So you have the filter, all right? You swish it in your bucket. You can use the shotgun cleaning shell to clean inside of it. Or you can go to, and actually I have, here we are. Let me just, here we go. Oh, look at this. How lucky we are. Here we go. All right, so we carry extras. This is what you can get at Harbor Freight. You have an, what is it? Oh, look at it. 6-piece brush set. I think it's $2.99. And a 3-piece detail brush, plastic, brass, and steel. I think also $2.99. And there's 2 more sets over there. So our trucks, they go through pretty fast, but for $2.99, they're worth it. So this is what you're going to get at Harbor Freight. This right here. So this is the brush. I dip it in, and then you just run it through. And you clean the inside of the filter. Then you can take the brass brush or the steel or the plastic and clean off the outside. Push a towel, a shop towel, a rag through it, clean it out, blow it. If you got a little compressor, hit it with air and drop it in the bucket and do your service, put it back. Now, I had a question about that. Removal of the filter, putting the plug back in, servicing it, and do it. But I'm going to explain to you why I do it in that certain way. So, now that would be cleaning your filter. Then you take, once you're done, you just put this thing back together, put it back in, but of course put your grease on, put it back in, and remember, when it's tight, then just snug it. That's it. Don't need to go crazy. You can break it. And then you go about turning everything back on, flushing it out. So let me explain to you what I just said about. In my flush videos, I explain, of course, you shut off the water, you shut off the electric, and you proceed to remove the filter, clean it, put the housing with the O-ring back in, using your tool, tighten it down, and then proceed to do your 30, 60-minute flush. When you're done with the flush, you're removing your pump, you're going to remove the filter housing, take the filter out of the bucket, clean it off again, turn your water on quickly, flush it out, put your filter back in, and put it back into the tankless. Now, some people say, well, I was told, or other people say, you don't remove the filter. You remove it last. But here's the thing. You have a bucket. Whether it's brand new, you opened up the flow aid or whatever solution, mixed it with water, or took 4 gallons of vinegar and put it in your 5-gallon bucket, put your pump in and started pumping. Whether it's brand new or you're on your 2nd or 3rd service of the day, because you can get 3 or 4 services out of a bucket depending on how dirty the tankless is. You got to keep an eye on what color the solution is turning. You're going to get debris in the bucket. So if it's brand spanking new, debris is going to come from this tankless into the bucket and it's going to go back up. You want to flush it through. You're always going to have debris. If you have the filter in while you're servicing the tankless heater, you're going to get it caught onto the filter housing, the filter, and it's going to slow the progress on the flow of the flow aid or solution flowing through the heat exchanger. And you're not going to be doing a proper service. So that's why you need to remove the filter, put the housing with the O-ring back in, tighten it, do your service, then put the filter back. Because in that case, you know that, I think another question too, and let me grab on that, is they asked me, I got a pool pump, I got a boat pump. We use the flow aid. The flow aid pump does 725 gallons per hour. If you divide that, that's roughly about a 12-gallon per minute pump. So you want to be around 12 gallons, 10 gallons or so. I like a pump that would do about 7 gallons per minute through a tankless heater, because you don't want to be pumping 30 gallons a minute through the tankless, because you'll be doing nothing with the solution. So that answers that question. But as far as the filter part, when that filter is on, debris that is going to be inherently drawn into that bucket, whether it's brand new or not, is going to get and clog up that filter screening, and it's going to slow down the flow aid, the solution from getting into the tankless heater. All right? So now, you got it on, you got your water back on, you got your, if you shut the gas off, turn the gas back on, but don't put the electric back on. What you want to do is pop the relief valve, drain out all of the solution that's in the heat exchanger. You're going to get about 90, 95% of the solution out onto the ground or If you're in a house, hopefully the relief pipe is piped outside. If not, put a bucket underneath it, take out some of the solution. Then go around and flush out the sinks. Don't fire the tankless yet. Then come back, turn the tankless back on electrically, then go up and test and make sure you got hot water in all the faucets. Because remember, you shut the water off, you disturbed it, you could be getting debris in the aerators and the shower heads. So you don't want a call an hour later saying, hey, I got no pressure in my bathroom sink, my kitchen sink, my shower head. So test everything, make sure it flows. So, you know, like these guys that say, I'm a tankless flush guy and I charge $50 or $75 to flush the tankless. They're not doing what I just explained. Maybe some of them are removing the filter, but they're not doing it, because besides that, you gotta open the tankless up. You gotta look inside of it. See if there's anything happening to the tankless. If it's an interior, say RUR, RU, or CU unit, the commercial black unit, there's a filter up here that, I don't think I have one here. Yes, I do. There's a filter. There's an air intake filter that needs to be cleaned. Now, of course, this is one of my props, so it's cleaned. But this has to be cleaned. So what they're doing for $75 is not, and in some cases on the commercial, we check gas pressures to make sure the gas pressures are still good. So just watch who you hire and follow these instructions, and you'll get a perfect service and, of course, removal of this every time. All right, YouTube? My email will be below. You have any questions, just email me. I'll try to get back to you as fast as possible. I'll have a description below of everything that I used, and I'll have the website where you can purchase the tankless tool. And this is exactly how you get it. All right? All right. Again, from my family to yours, a very Merry Christmas and a very Happy Holidays. And I'll see you on the next video. Enjoy that endless hot water. Bye-bye now.